Hi and welcome to Miss Mary's Storytelling. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and share it with your friends. Today we'll be reading part 2 of Peppa's Storybook collection. There are 7 stories to this book collection, so subscribe and get notified when I post the next one. Today's story is called Best Friends. Once upon a time, Peppa's best friend Susie Sheep came to play. "I have something to show you," said Susie. Susie Sheep held up a photograph of a baby sheep. "Look, it's me," said Susie. "You're not a baby, Susie," said Peppa, shaking her head. "This was an old photo," Susie explained. "It was taken when I was a baby." Peppa snorted. She didn't remember Susie being a baby. That was just silly. Susie pointed at Peppa. "In the olden days, you were a baby too," she said. "I don't remember being a baby," said Peppa. "But you were," insisted Susie. "Ask your mama." Peppa and Susie raced inside. Mommy Pig was working on the computer. "Mommy," cried Peppa, "Susie's making up stories." "No, I'm not," Susie said. Peppa told Mommy Pig about Susie's silly idea. "I don't remember being a baby," Peppa insisted. "But you were a baby, Peppa," said Mommy Pig. Mommy Pig pulled up a picture of a baby pig on the computer. "Who do you think this is, Peppa?" she asked. Peppa thought that the baby looked like her cousin, Baby Alexander. "Is it Baby Alexander?" she asked. "No," replied Mommy Pig. "That's you as a baby, Peppa." Peppa was surprised. She had been a baby. Peppa and Susie giggled. Baby Peppa looked very cute. George and Daddy Pig came in to see what all the fuss was about. "Look, Daddy," said Peppa. "That's me as a baby." "I remember it," said Daddy Pig. "That photo was taken our first day in this house." "What do you mean?" asked Peppa. Daddy Pig told Peppa, Susie, and George that they had moved into their house when Peppa was very little. "We brought all our things in the top of our car," he said. "Mommy Pig put up some pictures," said Daddy Pig. "Daddy Pig put up a shelf," said Mommy Pig. "And Grandpa Pig made us a lovely garden flower." Peppa and Susie went outside. There was no flower garden at this house. "Why don't we have a garden flower now?" Peppa asked. "We used to, but Daddy Pig looked after it." Mommy Pig sighed. Said Daddy Pig, embarrassed. "We had the wrong kind of soil for flowers." "Was Susie my friend in the olden days?" asked Peppa. Daddy Pig nodded. "Of course," he said. "You and Susie have always been best friends." Peppa wondered what games she played with Susie when they were little. "Did we jump up and down in muddy puddles?" she asked. "No," Mommy Pig laughed. "You were babies. You couldn't even walk yet." "What did we do when we were babies?" asked Susie. "You cried, you burped, and you laughed," said Mommy Pig. Susie and Peppa giggled. "It must have been so silly being babies." "Baby Peppa, baby Susie." "Then you grew into toddlers," continued Mommy Pig. "And you played together all the time." "But where was George?" Peppa asked. "He was a baby in my tummy," said Mommy Pig. Peppa thought for a moment. Daddy Pig's tummy was even bigger than Mommy's tummy. "Is there a baby in there?" she asked. "No, Peppa," chuckled Daddy. "This tummy is pure muscle." Soon George was born, Mommy Pig said. And Granny and Grandpa Pig brought him a very special present. Can you guess what it was, Peppa? Peppa knew just what present it must been. Mr. Dinosaur! She cried. Goo-goo! Grrr! Daddy Pig said that little Peppa and Susie liked to do everything together. They liked to jump, dance, la 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 la, and run around all over the place. Then one day, said Mommy Pig, you saw something amazing. A muddy puddle. You love jumping up and down in muddy puddles together, said Mommy Pig. Peppa, George, and Susie all ran outside. I still love muddy puddles, cried Peppa. Me too, cried Susie. Peppa, George, and Susie looked for the biggest muddy puddle they could find and jumped right in. Daddy Pig brought his camera. Let's take a photo of you, Susie, and George now, Peppa, he said. Yes, exclaimed Peppa, because Susie and I were best friends in the olden days, and we're still best friends now. Little or big, Peppa and Susie will always be best friends, and they will always love jumping up and down in muddy puddles.
Thank you for listening to all the book. Please do not forget to subscribe.